Since 1990, we have spent millions of euros and tens of thousands of research hours to find scientific answers to life's most important and challenging questions. What makes us happy? What makes us healthy? How can we heal from physical and mental disease? How can we heal emotionally and sexually so we can be happy in our relationships? How can we develop our talents and be of value to the world? We have interviewed more than 15,000 people and asked more than 4,000 different questions. After 20 years of intensive research, we are beginning to find the answers we have been looking for so long. We have already presented these answers in 250 research papers and about 30 books. Now we bring it all to you. Sometimes in the holistic clinic we see what looks like sheer miracles. The story I will tell you now, which is thoroughly described in the paper, is about Thomas, who was a middle-aged carpenter who suddenly got ill and felt very sick. He didn't know what was wrong with him, but he came to my clinic when he was not able to work anymore. He couldn't sleep, he had constant fever, and shortly after he was diagnosed from the hospital with non-Hodgkin B-Lymphoma, and they found tumours in his stomach the size of a fist. According to statistics, he was in mortal danger, but the doctors couldn't find the right treatment. So he started in my clinic, and I worked with him, and I managed to give him 14 treatments, one session a week with holistic medicine, basically talk therapy about existential problems. And after 3 months, he was called to the hospital. Now they have decided on the chemotherapy. So just before they gave him the chemotherapy, they wanted to make a scan to see how developed his tumours were, so that they could judge if the chemotherapy would work or not. Thomas told that the doctor had a very strong reaction because now they couldn't find any tumours anymore. And Thomas actually felt very good. He didn't feel sick anymore. And it was obvious that his cancer had spontaneously disappeared during these 3 months where he worked with himself. This case was investigated thoroughly by a journalist from the Danish radio and television, national Danish television company, Danmarks Radio. And the journalists, they went through all the case records from the hospital and through my records, and they concluded that it actually seems that he had been cured, and he appeared in national TV and told the story. It also, yeah, it's also appeared in other medias. But what happened here? Spontaneous remission of cancer is not a rare phenomenon, but it's rare that it's really followed and described and seen. In Denmark we have a researcher in spontaneous remission of cancer, Ulrik Dier, and he made his book some years ago on cancer miracles, Kræftmirakler, where he followed Merete Birkelund and other cancer patients and watched them heal spontaneously. And he went to the radio and asked for volunteers who believed that they had experienced a cancer miracle, a spontaneous healing, and he found I think it was 47 patients who were, according to the case record, also spontaneously healed from their cancer. And he tried to see what it was about, and he found out that there are two things that characterizes patients who heal spontaneously. Either they have like a spiritual awakening, or they have a manifestation of very strong will to live. And for Thomas, none of these things were the case. He just explored into himself, and in a better understanding, he was able to live a more happy life and have better relationships with other people, and he came to peace with himself. And as I see it, this improved coherence internally and to us outside where it was really what made the shift. You can understand cancer as an expression of disturbance on the body of an informational level, and very often it's emotions that gives this disturbance. And when we are healing emotionally, the order comes back to the body because the information system starts to provide the information again to the cells, so they know what to do. This is how I understand it. So cancer is basically an expression of disturbance of the information system in the body, and when this information system is brought back into normal functioning, the cancer is cured. This is what I learned from this, from working with Thomas.